In a stunning display of precision and strategic foresight, Ukrainian forces have once again demonstrated their remarkable ability to strike at the very heart of Russia's war machine. The early morning attack on the Savitslika airfield on June 9 was far more than a routine sortie. It was a calculated blow against one of the Kremlin's most prized and, crucially, irreplaceable assets. While reports indicate that both a MiG-31 and a Sukhoi fighter were hit, the potential loss of the MiG-31 represents a crippling setback for Moscow, one that peels back the curtain on the deep, systemic decay rotting the foundations of Russia's military-industrial complex. This single event underscores a narrative of American and Western success in supporting Ukraine, exposing the profound weaknesses of an adversary propped up by the hollowed-out shell of its Soviet past. To truly grasp the magnitude of this loss, one must understand that Russia is not merely losing a fighter jet, it is losing a critical piece of a bygone era that it can never reclaim. The MiG-31, a marvel of Cold War engineering, is the exclusive launch platform for the Kh-47 Kinzhal, the hypersonic missile that Vladimir Putin has touted as an invincible wonder weapon. However, this narrative of invincibility rests on a dangerously brittle foundation. Russia's ability to produce the MiG-31 evaporated with the Soviet Union. The last airframe rolled off the assembly line in 1993, and with it, the entire industrial ecosystem required for its creation vanished. There are no active production lines, no stockpiles of specialized components, and the highly skilled engineers and technicians who once built these jets have long since retired or left the industry. The technical documentation, the intricate blueprints and engineering specifications, are largely lost, outdated, or scattered, making the prospect of restarting production from scratch an economic and logistical fantasy. This is a direct consequence of the post-Soviet collapse, a period of industrial decay from which Russia has never truly recovered, a reality now being brutally exposed on the battlefields of Ukraine and exacerbated by punishing international sanctions led by the United States. The remaining fleet of approximately 130 to 150 MiG-31s, languishing in storage is not a strategic reserve but a boneyard of rusting relics. Many of these airframes are in such a state of disrepair, riddled with structural fatigue, corrosion, and stress cracks, that they are fit only for cannibalization, providing spare parts to keep a dwindling number of operational jets airborne. Of the roughly 90 MiG-31s, believed to be in service across all variants, only a tiny fraction, estimated to be around a dozen, have undergone the complex and costly conversion to the MiG-31K Kinzhal carrier. Each one lost is, therefore, an irreplaceable blow to Russia's strategic capability. This is not like losing a Su-34, which, while valuable, can still be produced. The loss of a MiG-31K is a permanent reduction in force, a problem that rubles and rhetoric cannot solve. The technological challenges are just as daunting. The MiG-31 is powered by the unique and formidable D-30 F6 turbojet engines, a design tailored specifically for this aircraft. These engines, while powerful, have an astonishingly short service life of just 300 hours before requiring a major overhaul. Like the airframe itself, the production of these engines ceased decades ago. The industrial base to manufacture their specialized components, from turbine blades to afterburner systems, no longer exists. Russia has been running on finite reserves of these engines, a stockpile that has been heavily depleted since the full-scale invasion in 2022. Every flight of a MiG-31K is a countdown. Burning through precious engine hours that can never be replaced. Resuming production would require a monumental investment of time and capital, a feat made impossible by Western sanctions that have cut off Russia's access to the advanced machine tools, electronics, and materials needed for such a complex undertaking. The strategic implications of this strike reverberate far beyond the Savitslika airfield. The MiG-31K and its Kinzhal missile are central to Russia's doctrine of long-range, high-speed strikes against high-value targets. It is a weapon designed for psychological impact, intended to demonstrate technological superiority and bypass even the most advanced air defenses. However, that myth of invincibility has already been shattered. Ukraine, armed with American-made Patriot air defense systems, has successfully intercepted multiple Kinzhal missiles, proving that this so-called superweapon is vulnerable to superior Western technology. Now, with the successful targeting of the launch platform itself, Ukraine is attacking the problem at its source. The loss of even one MiG-31K severely constrains the Kremlin's ability to project this power. It shrinks the pool of available assets for these high-stakes missions, forcing Russian commanders to make difficult choices. They may be forced to risk these precious aircraft less frequently, reducing the tempo of Kinzhal strikes and giving Ukrainian forces more breathing room to fortify positions and plan counter-offensives. While Russia has attempted to adapt other aircraft, like the Su-34, to carry the Kinzhal, these platforms are vastly inferior for the role. They lack the blistering speed and stratospheric ceiling of the MiG-31, which are essential for maximizing the missile's range and kinetic energy upon launch. A Kinzhal launched from a slower, lower-flying aircraft is a less effective weapon, its range and terminal velocity significantly reduced, making it an easier target for systems like the Patriot. The specialized nature of the MiG-31K is precisely what makes its loss so devastating for Russia. Converting a standard MiG-31 into a Kinzhal carrier is an arduous process. The airframe must be structurally reinforced to handle the immense weight of the 4,300-kilogram missile slung beneath its fuselage. This fundamentally alters the aircraft's center of gravity and aerodynamics, requiring significant engineering modifications. More importantly, the entire avionics suite is ripped out and replaced. A specialized digital weapons control system is installed, complete with new hardware and software designed to interface directly with the Kinzhal, allowing the crew to program and update target coordinates in real time. This turns the aircraft into a single-purpose weapons system. A MiG-31K gives up its multi-role capabilities to become a dedicated hypersonic missile launcher. It is a thoroughbred designed for one race, and Russia is quickly running out of horses. The launch sequence itself is a testament to the unique symbiosis between the aircraft and its payload. The crew pushes the MiG-31K to its limits, climbing to the edge of the atmosphere at speeds approaching Mach 2.5. At this extreme altitude and velocity, the aircraft becomes a human-piloted first stage of a ballistic missile. The crew releases the Kinzhal, which uses the aircraft's momentum to begin its terrifying trajectory. This high-altitude, high-speed launch is what gives the Kinzhal its strategic reach and power. No other aircraft in the Russian inventory can replicate these launch parameters as effectively. Therefore, the successful Ukrainian strike on Savitslivka is a masterclass in modern warfare, showcasing how superior intelligence, precise long-range strike capabilities, and an understanding of the enemy's critical vulnerabilities can yield strategic victories. It is a powerful testament to the resilience of the Ukrainian people and the effectiveness of the support provided by the United States and its allies. Each MiG-31K, destroyed, is a nail in the coffin of Russian hypersonic ambitions, a chip in the armor of Putin's carefully crafted image of military might. This is not just about a single aircraft, it is about the methodical dismantling of an adversary's most feared capabilities, proving that the courage of a free nation, backed by the technological and industrial power of the democratic world, can and will prevail against the brittle aggression of a declining autocracy.